All right, guys, we're going to dive right into messages from the Divine Masculine universe. You can see who is watching for the readings. Please provide clarity on their journey. What does the masculine want to communicate to those who are watching, to those who will find this reading? What does the masculine want to say? Okay, I fantasize about you daily, especially at night. Okay, so you could have a masculine that's missing you. They're longing for you. It could be at night because I feel like that's the only time they have to themselves. It could be like right before bed. But let's find out about why it is they're thinking so much about you at this time, okay? So they could be getting signs of union, so dreaming about you a lot, thinking about you for, not for no reason, but it's like they can't help it. You randomly pop into their mind or into their subconscious at random times. I do feel like there's been a big shift where many of the masculines are starting to experience a lot more of the spiritual signs of the connection, or they may be seeing things that are like, it's like serendipity, it's like meeting again in strange places and at a strange time, or it's fate that you guys would run into each other in a familiar place. I feel like things like that are happening. I'm getting a lot of magician energy as well for the masculine, so what I mean by this is I do feel like they're calling out to you or calling out for you. So like when the masculines are in this place of longing for you, or I'm hearing needing you, I don't know what that's all about. They could be going through a tower moment, or just experiencing a lot on their plate where they need your calm, or they need your soothing. I don't know why I'm getting that. It's like they're longing just to hear your voice, or to hear you make them feel like everything is going to be okay. And I feel too like whenever they have conversations with you, you always know what they're thinking, or you might know, like maybe like with the facade and beliefs card, when they're not being themselves, or like when they do have a lot on their plate but they're not saying it. This is a masculine who might say like everything is fine, but it's not, because they're reaching out to you, type of thing. Okay, because many of you may be very intuitive, high priestess energy, where it's like whenever your divine masculine is the one to initiate communication, usually it's because they're longing for union in some way. They're willing to take the mask off when it comes to communicating with you or talking to you. I feel too, Divine Feminine, you're the only one that they can be real with. They might want to be honest with you about some of the struggles that they're going through right now. It could have something to do with contracts, maybe their career, certain commitments that they have. This could be something that is silently a block on your journey. You may know it intuitively, but it's what your masculine is not saying out loud, most likely because they have a lot of pride about themselves. They don't want you to know in any way, shape, or form that they're tied to anybody, or they're struggling to let go of a karmic situation, because money has a hold on them, because it does say here, till death tear us apart. So I do feel like taking off the mask, it's a way of relaxing or feeling relief. Like the only time they can ever take the mask off is when you two communicate. And I'm hearing they don't even have to say much. A lot of the times you just know what to say. They miss that. They miss just communicating with you and you knowing what to say. But it goes deeper than that. Like I do feel that many of you hold this kind of bond where it's just hearing your voice that makes your masculine feel like they can carry on, or they'll get like that spark of electricity, or it's like a good vibe, a good mood again, just to carry on. Like a lot of your masculines could be really exhausted right now if they are trapped in karmic situations. And the reason I say trapped is because I feel like there is this desire to get out. There is this desire to move forward, maybe experience a little bit more freedom. They could be observing you experiencing a lot of freedom in your life. But I feel like that's because many of you are doing the spiritual work when it comes to going on that journey of I'm hearing like the hermit. Okay, so you guys aren't afraid to be alone. You're not afraid to spend time with yourselves. You're finding a lot of joy in that, so it's creating a lot of freedom for you. I feel like many of your masculines are trying to achieve this. We have alchemy, we have ancestor guides. They could be reaching out for assistance. I have been picking up this energy a lot in the cards, but I feel like that is a positive sign that many of them are going through spiritual aspects of the journey, because when you start reaching out to your guides or you start praying, that's when you know shit is stressful in your life. And I feel like many masculines are going through that. It's like the tower moment, right? Or the dark night of the soul. And what that often emphasizes is like every single area of your life having a shitstorm. So that's what your masculines are going through. It's like major changes. But what I feel like they're learning through you, Divine Feminine, is you have to like go through these changes with optimism. Like, I feel like this is how they see you. I've been picking up a lot on fire signs lately. I don't know why that is. It could be maybe something significant having to do with the year 2024 and fire signs having major breakthroughs on their twin flame journeys, but like you're very playful and you have this mischievous way of just getting through life and not being afraid of anything. You're not afraid of the changes. You see death as renewal. You're not afraid to have cycles, and you're not afraid to start over. You're not afraid to try something out and fail. You know, many of you have masculines who they won't even try certain things because they're so deadly afraid of failing at it. I feel like you don't care what it is. You'll try something even if it doesn't work out. I'm hearing you'll find a way, or you'll just scrap it all together if it doesn't work out. The point is, for this Divine Feminine, you're very fiery, you're very passionate. You kind of grab I don't know why I'm getting this, but it's like like when it comes to the day, like you grab it by the balls. I don't know why I'm getting to say it that way. But that's just what I'm hearing. Okay, there's something about you right now where it's like you're on fire, you're creating a lot of new energy around you, and man, it's like this masculine cannot get you off their mind. They could be observing you daily and then fantasizing about either breaking away from some kind of karmic contract, like just wanting to be themselves. Every time they see you, they just feel like they want to be more of themselves, and wanting to be more of themselves ends up bogging them down when they think about like, okay, why am I not being myself? And then they start thinking about the karmic situations that they're in, why it is they're not able to break free. So a lot is on their plate right now. I do feel for the masculines, okay? And honestly, look, we have this card coming up again. Many of you have them on sleep mode, and it's making them go crazy with this separation. They are literally longing for you. That's why the reading starts off with, I fantasize about you daily, especially at night, okay? I feel like the separation could be taking a toll on them, but I do feel too that like the whole reason they're craving union is because many of you who are in the feminine energy, you've gone about things in the right way, okay? Because we have assistants and we have spirit guides. So I feel like many of you understood the whole twin flame assignment. It's like there's no chasing, there is self-love, self-care, you know, loving on yourself if there is conflict. Many of you did not take on your masculine's baggage, is what I'm hearing. You left them to carry the heavy baggage on their own. And it's attractive. It's attractive that you're able to just create space. But your presence, Divine Feminine, makes them want to do something different. They're longing for you. They don't like this space. Maybe you inspire them when you guys are connected, or you're together, or you're in communication. I'm also hearing a lot of bickering, a lot of smiling. It's like your masculines miss being in a really good mood. I don't know why I'm getting to say this as well, but if any of your masculines are having issues with like their sensuality, like even like their sexuality, like feeling like attractive, and I'm also hearing like even to like get aroused, like even if they're like a male, like get a hard on, like even things like that, they're just finding like they're not able to do. They don't feel inspired right now. Okay, what is affecting the divine masculines right now? What's affecting the divine masculines right now in terms of their vitality? Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. Okay, just wanting to make an offer of love. They could be feeling foolishly in love. But I feel like the King of Swords is coming through here to let them know like they don't really have time for this. There's a karmic situation that they need to make their way out of, that it really has a hold on them. Okay, there's some kind of commitment, there's a contract. It could be a karmic situation that's a career, always finding time for work, but it's like they can't find time for the other pleasures in life, and it's weighing them down in a sense. You are the center of all of this, because I feel like when you guys are in communication, things may be good. They may be feeling this Page of Cups energy, really young at heart. There's a lot of messages here around them feeling in love, but maybe when it comes to the commitment part, they could be lacking in that sense. I feel like for many of you who will find this reading, there could be a lot of third party energy involved. And I remember really early on in my own journey, like when you step on that twin flame path, it's like the connection that you have to that person, it's so powerful. It's like, how can you feel such an attraction to someone that you don't even know? They're a complete stranger. And for many of us who are in third party situations, sometimes it's not as immediately obvious. That it's like, in order for, like, many of us might ask, for example, like, why do I keep going through all of these cycles with my masculine? Why are they pushing and pulling? And and then we might scratch our heads, and like, then we're in a marriage, or we have like our family to tend to. It's like, no wonder there's push and pull. Sometimes the obvious lessons are right there in front of us. So I do feel like many of you who are in marriages, and you're trying your very best to navigate the whole twin flame experience, while still trying to maintain those other relationships. I do feel like maybe 2024 could be a huge epiphany, that there could be like a breakdown of those relationships, because you can't be in two places at once. You really can't. And that's going to be a harsh lesson for many of you. It's going to feel like your world is kind of falling apart, because it feels like you're having to choose between one or the other. And I do see for many of you, it's like the more time you spend connecting with your twin flame, if you are in a marriage with someone else, the more that person that you're married to is going to feel very like distant, and you're going to feel your divine masculine's energy very heavily. Okay, so the King of Swords to me represents many of your masculines maybe at this point in their own journey, like in their own lives. For many of your masculines, they could be the one in a marriage, and realizing that even with children and even with building everything they've built so far, it's still not enough. It's still not enough to take away their attention from union, right? That's why we have union, integration. It's still not enough to take away the feeling of wanting union with this divine feminine. And I feel like the more you guys just kind of, you put yourself into that self-care mode, you don't fight, you don't force this. I feel like the ultimate result of that is many of your masculines getting into this King of Swords energy here, which is harsh truths, having to deliver harsh truths, having to cut through maybe like the smoke and haze, like just really be upfront, be honest with how it is you're feeling, and then maybe like dealing with the repercussions of your actions. That's like King of Swords energy there too. Having the courage to deal, with the decisions that you've made, being accountable for it. Okay, what are you two learning right now through this twin flame experience? No matter what your situation is with your masculine, what are you learning with them right now? Okay, guys, we do have spy, watching, and inspecting. I feel like this could be a major part of your journey if there are third parties involved. I feel like it is a confirmation, because I did get the word third party as soon as I saw this. So I do strongly feel that for many of you, it's that realization that, there's something about your current situation where you are experiencing lack. Maybe you didn't see it before, but the minute your twin flame shows up, it's like everything becomes clear. So some of you could be going through this period of, again, feeling like everything could be falling apart around you, but I feel like it's falling apart so that it can come together more authentically. You guys may not be able to see it now, but you will. Okay, and be open to receiving this new version of yourself, because it's going to be filled with a lot of self-love and intentions and creation. Because for those of you, again, who are involved in like marriages, and it's like all of a sudden your twin flame shows up unexpectedly, it's like the eye contact, the pull that you feel to them, you can't get them out of your mind, you can't eat, you can't sleep, like you're dreaming of them, all of that stuff. It is literally like pulling away the parts of you that you kind of just went along with, and your twin flame ends up ripping away all of those parts of you that you just went along with and became who you were. And then you start rebuilding from a place of self-love. And with that self-love, you start being more intentional with your life, which is why many of you kind of go through these tower moments with your twin, or when your masculine shows up, it's like all of a sudden shit hits the fan. So yeah, I feel like it could be a confirmation of where many of your masculines are at right now, okay? They could be married, they could be in long-term relationships, they could be very heavily committed to, let's say, a career path, a job, something their family expects of them. That all of that is breaking down, all of that is falling apart, all of it is starting to seem very unfamiliar to them, and it's like union is the only thing on their mind. They're going to have to figure out why it is they can't get this divine feminine off of their mind. All right, guys, so that's what I have for you for this one. I hope you guys enjoy. Take it easy, and I will catch you in the next one, okay? Bye, guys.